All right, you are welcome again, and this is Channel 196 on Star Times. This is Cool TV. My name is Dapo Banjo. Welcome to CROSSFIRE. We always tell you this is your best political platform where you get informed, you get educated, and you try as much as possible to understand what exactly your government is doing and how it's going to affect you. I am not alone in the studio. I have Ishoma Gaine, and we'll be running the show together. Ishoma, good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Good morning. Good morning and welcome to CROSSFIRE today.
All right. Today is Momentum Monday. It is the day where we bring to you a lot of issues, not just one particular issue. But like today, we'll be taking you through a particular story. It's so pathetic, and we just want to look at the human angle of this particular story. And so we'll be considering what the government should do to the internally displaced persons in Nigeria, wherever they are located and everywhere where they are located. So we'll definitely be considering issues as it borders around us. But before we go into that, we definitely will be taking some stories that are making headlines, and then we just want to know your thoughts on so many of the issues that we'll be bringing, along your way today. The first one, that we'll be going through is on Buhari to recover assets from Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's aides. Former President Goodluck Jonathan's minister and aides who are yet to return government assets in their possession will soon be forced to do so. Reports say 3 months after the end of the last administration, most of the officials are yet to return vehicles, generating sets, and other entitlements that came with their previous positions. President President Muhammadu Buhari, has decided to set up a committee to recover the assets from the former political appointees. A presidential spokesman, Garba Shehu, confirmed the development, adding that the decision was not intended to embarrass anyone since the property belongs to the Nigerian people. Now, on this story, my angle to it is simple. You have been appointed to occupy a particular office. You have an official car. You probably live in an official house or, an allocation that has been given to you as an official abode. Mm-hmm. You have official staff. You have, official things, assets, let me put it like that have been given to you, and those things are attached to the office. I think that it makes common sense should be that when you are leaving that office, you should leave them. In fact, you should give a proper handover note to someone who probably is temporarily occupying that office or that position. By just giving a handover note, 5 cars, and then you probably let them know the brands of the cars, the house. And
even the states.
I'm telling you, all the necessary things that have been given to you as a part of the things that will make you occupy that position and function to, and perform your responsibility. I don't see any reason why it's going to take a new administration since May, we have June, July, August is far gone. August is just in the middle, about 3 months. And these items have not been returned.
I know,
it's so mind-boggling the way we do things.
Attitude, this clearly shows that we have a lot of people in this country who are not accountable, and they do not take accountability seriously. But the truth is, now, this is me being honest on a Monday morning. This attitude is not restricted alone to the Jonathan administration. This attitude, even at the various local government levels across the state, across the nation, and even at the state levels, this has been the case over time. So the issue for me now is, well, it's good, the Buhari administration, they recover all of this, but then there should be certain laid down rules and principles that should be applicable.
Those rules have always been there.
That should be applicable round the nation. The truth is, of course, a lot of people say that Nigerians are largely adamant and stubborn, so they need people to be scapegoats for them to learn. But the truth still remains that, you do not need to be coerced to doing some certain things. You should know. And the reason why, yes, there has been laws in place, but those laws have been docile. Why? Because everybody, including those who should enforce those laws, they have been guilty of the same thing.
You see, my concern is
so the
just
thing
that
now is not just about having the laws, it's about being able to enforce those laws.
Ishoma,
for example, people who work in the private sector, when you know you have enjoyed some certain assets, you know, while you occupy a certain position and it's time for you to leave, you know fully well, and I'm very sure our listeners know fully well that you would not get to entitlement until you have successfully handed over those properties in your possession.
Let me tell you.
Can that same principle be applied here?
When people leave our organization, they do something that we call clearance.
Of course.
Which is an indication that every asset of the company
that is in your possession,
you must hand it over. And it is on that note that you are considered to have been free to go or
and
to move on.
Before other entitlements,
before any entitlement, you must have been clear.
So if that, I'm very sure that if that procedure is applied here, you will see people will naturally begin to comply.
I think it's a level of recklessness.
Really?
As far as I'm concerned, it's a level of recklessness on the part of public office holders. You see, because this is the norm, this is how it's been done over the years.
Which is wrong.
And it is
and
we strongly condemn it. And as far as we are concerned, this story, we're going to follow through and we're going to bring you updates on it as events unfold to help you know how much of this recovery the government has done. And this should stand as a deterrent to all other public office holders who probably have government properties in their possession. They've left the office and they've gone away with all the things that are attached to them.
For me, I think this story
that are attached to the office.
For me, I think this story will be sweeter if other state governors begin to follow in same line.
Now, let me tell you, what do you make of a public office?
It won't look like, okay, we're just witch hunting like some people have
said.
No,
what do you make out of this? What if I get a laptop or a palm top when I resume in an office? Is it my personal property?
No.
It is attached to my office.
Very true.
Not to me. I use it because I occupy that position and that office. And that means when I'm going, I should leave it there. I should leave it there. Now, but the thing is that, is it that they don't know?
Properly.
Is it that, are you saying that people like that?
Ignorance is not an excuse.
It is not.
They know fully well that they
that
should
is
hand
why
it over.
I think
many of them have private, entities. I mean, I'm trying to understand, is that how they run it? So maybe because they have a private entity, so they employ people
I'm even saying, going forward, it should attract a punishment.
Well, it should attract a punishment, but yet the entitlement and their severance benefits should not be paid them
until everything has been returned. Until everything has been returned. Anyway, it's on that note, we'll drop that story. You can call us, you can let us know your thoughts on this particular one as we move on to the next one. And then, now, I quickly want us to talk about, and I'm just going to give you a scenario. Ghana is a neighboring, country in West Africa. Now, information have it that today, Ghana's population, compared to the number of police officers that they have, at least reliably, we have been told that Ghana has about 1 million police officers attached to 25 million population. Now, Nigeria is a population...
We can even sufficiently say that's not enough. By the time you do the mathematics...
Yeah, that is like a police officer to 250 people.
Which is definitely
okay, now, if you think that is not fair, now let us consider Nigeria. Nigeria is a population of well over 170 million people, and we have 314,000 police officers. I mean, if you are saying that Ghana, it's really very bad that we have a police officer to 25,000 people. Okay, it's 25 million. That means it's even 25,000 people. Do you understand? And that means, and we are saying that probably they are not enough. Now consider a population of 170 people, and then what we have is less than 350 police officers in the whole of Nigeria as a country.
And when you say less than, you now have to calculate, some of them, are they active? You now have some of them still within the police force that have been assigned to some certain
Now let me ask you this question.
Then you have some of them who cannot even perform their duties.
Now let me ask you this question.
You still have ghost workers amongst
Yes, now Ishoma, let me ask you.
Wow.
Let me ask you this question. And there is no right or wrong answer. It's just your own.
It doesn't make you.
No. How do you?
Laughter.
What do you? No, if you put it this way, I'm just trying to think aloud. What do you think a proper policing should be in terms of ratio? One police officer to how many people? If you want to say they are well policed.
To be fair, 2. At most 2.
1 to 2?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So how many police officers are we looking forward to Nigeria to recruit before we can say, and don't forget that we have in the pipeline, and I think the APC government may actually be considering, let me put it that way, considering passing it into law, and that is state policing.
Which
we're bringing an officer to come and address is a major conversation. It's going to be a major discussion.
Really. And the truth is, it's state policing, like we have said before. Probably state
Do you think it's going to help? Do you think it's one of the solutions to Nigeria under police status?
True. Very, very true. It will help. We've had this argument over time. It will help. But the truth is, state policing, let's put the issue of state policing.
But we need to get it right, really.
Aside. I know, definitely. As long as it's not used for ulterior motives, like witch hunting certain individuals. But let's put state policing aside. The reason why the police force, I can say sufficiently, are understaffed is that the reasons are enormous.
Now, the big question is Nigeria under police?
A reasonable father
is Nigeria under policed?
Yes.
Obviously.
Very true. But the truth is, there are so many reasons why that's happening. Now, first of all, a reasonable father would not, or parents would not open their eyes and watch their child or support their child go into the police force for lots of reasons. You're going into a force that does not even take good care of its members. You want to stake your life to serve, in the Nigerian police force when they do not even value members, in that force. 2, you see that another issue also is that most of the members of the police force, which we've had over time, are largely not well trained. So they do not even know the nitty-gritties of the job. At the end of the day, all they are concerned is just give me a gun and give me the uniform. If you refuse to pay us our salaries as a when you,
we will go out there and use force on the people and extract and extort money from
people.
Them. Yeah?
So the truth is, for people, they need to make the police force more attractive for people to join. Not just that, but they should also make it a requisite qualification that graduates at least should be able to join, because it will also help the issue of unemployment in the country. When you have graduates joining the police force, you make it
attractive
enough. You pay these people well as a when you give them good accommodations, good welfare packages,
anyway, everywhere in the world, I think the police are well paid,
Except Nigeria.
Compared to what is happening here. It is a job that people put their life on the line.
Job, do you know?
Very prestigious. You will be happy.
Job. You serving in
developed countries of the world, when a member of the family joins the police, the person is being celebrated. They see you as, you become like an elite. People celebrate you because they know what you stand for. You stand for an authority. You stand for...
You stand to defend the law.
The law.
To defend the defenseless. Come on.
So it's a very prestigious thing.
Well, state policing can be introduced, but most especially, it's not just
even the ones that are there at the moment.
It's about getting it right. Because if we do not get it right from the center, state policing will only come and to become as useless as the word useless can be. Honestly. Because the only thing the state policing will be used for will be for witch hunting members of the opposition. But when we see that they're getting it right from the center,
my concern is just that
follow suit.
The less than 350,000 police officers that we have in Nigeria who have been in the service, my concern is that, one, we need a total rehabilitation program for the Nigerian police.
For many of them.
Remuneration should be reconsidered.
Have given themselves over to the use of
remuneration should be reconsidered. Like the United Kingdom already promised coming into Nigeria to help retrain, the Nigerian police. And I think with the collabo, there's every possibility that we enjoy. I mean, we're looking forward to a very vibrant and a more effective Nigerian police. Okay. Hopefully when things really get to be put in perspective. All right, so on this note, we'll quickly go on our first break. When we come back, we'll still be talking about Momentum Monday. We'll give you more stories, and we want you to call in and make your contribution. We'll be right back.
So, did you like what you just saw? I know you did. It's very simple. If you want to see more, just subscribe to our channel right now.